Hey Moira, so you've been training with us for a little while now, and I just want you to talk about how did you feel before you signed up, before you started.
So before I signed up, I just had 2 kids in 12 months, and I'd sort of tried to do fitness at home by myself, and I sort of had tried using intrinsic motivation and all those things, but I just didn't feel like I was getting anywhere. And I sort of had this thought that I'd always wanted to be fit. I didn't want to keep talking about how I used to be fit in school and I used to do this and I used to do that. I wanted to change it so that I was doing those things now, and I wasn't getting results at home. Like, I just wasn't pushing myself enough, or something would happen with the kids and then, training would go out the window, and then my husband was working away as a fly in, fly out, so I just wasn't really having the time to do things for myself. And so then I got a call from Ellie, and and I was like, sign me up straight away, because she knows how competitive I am. And it was just that really great group atmosphere, but it's a small group, so you feel like you're getting attention. And she's always pushing me, like, you can go lower, and of course I do. But yeah, I think I didn't feel like I was getting results by myself, and also had a really big problem with food, like just eating it emotionally, binging, all that sort of stuff. I wasn't in control of that either.
Yeah, and I know you found it hard because your husband was bringing home a lot of junk food, and you found that really difficult, and you were kind of using that as an excuse. Well,
right at the beginning, it very much was. It was like, well, Andrew's always bringing food home. Like, he brings Macca's home every second night, or he's got snacks, or we used to have date nights, and he'd just like fill a table with Skittles and Twisties, and this is like every second day, and then he'd bring home McFlurries, and it was just all the time. And I used to be like, but he eats so badly, so it's really hard for me. And breaking that cycle took a while, but it actually didn't take as long as I thought it would. And it's sort of weird looking back and thinking about how much I used to be able to eat. And like, I went to the movies last night with a small popcorn, and it actually made me feel gross. Like, I felt really sick after that, and it's so weird to look back and think, oh my gosh, I used to just be like that and blame Andrew, whereas now I take responsibility for the choices that I make, and I'm comfortable with them. And I guess my palate has changed too, so that's been really good.
Yeah. And what are some changes that you've seen with your fitness and your strength?
Well, I competed in Stampede, which was a really big goal of mine. So that's a 10-kilometre obstacle race, and I did that in September. So I only started with Ellie, I think, 3.5 months before that, and so that's running 10Ks plus obstacles, and I was able to get through that without any dramas, without having to stop too much or anything like that, and that was just a really big goal for me. And then other goals that I've had is that I wanted to be able to do a handstand push-up. I can't go all the way down yet, but it's something that I'm working on, and I know that I want to be able to do. I work at outside school care, and I'm always doing skipping or push-ups with the kids, so it's more of like a different mentality now. So I've sort of fitness into every aspect of my life.
Yeah, you've made it part of your lifestyle.
Yeah, that's right.
And the most awesome thing is that your husband did Stampede with you.
Exactly. I got him to come, which was such a big shock, because I've realised that I can live the life I want, and he's going to come along with me, instead of following all his things that I used as excuses, like, well, he does that and he does that and he does that. Now I do the things that I want to do, and he's actually getting involved. This weekend he's taking me on the Treetops High Ropes course, because he knows I want to do that, and he's going to do it with me. So that's
awesome.
That's just another change in our relationship, plus in my life, for doing things that are important to me.
Yeah, awesome. And what are some of the mindset, I know you spoke a little bit about it before, but what are some of the mindset and also lifestyle changes you've had, like, for example, confidence, or fitting things into your lifestyle, or what was I going to say? Just the changes that you've seen in other areas, like doing things for yourself and that kind of thing as well.
Yeah, that's a big thing too, because again, I used to use excuses. So I work too much, my husband works away. It was like that guilt trip sort of thing, like he goes out so much so I can't go out so much, and it was sort of like a self-pitying sort of thing, like, not a martyr, but I just couldn't do it because I was too busy, and Andrew was doing too many things, and there wasn't time and there wasn't money.
Yeah.
And as I've gone through the program, I've learnt to really put myself as a first person. Not to say that we don't have compromise and things like that, but when it's important to me, I say that I want to do things now, and I don't use my children or anything else as an actual excuse, like I've got to stay at home with them, because Andrew's perfectly capable of being at home with the children, and I'm perfectly capable of leaving the house and going to do things that I enjoy.
Yeah.
So That took a little bit of time too, but now I'm a lot more comfortable with going, no, I'm going out.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Yeah, awesome. And so what would be your advice for someone that is maybe making some of those excuses or has some of those obstacles that you had in the beginning, that's scared to start and take that first step?
Just give it a go, I guess, I'd say. And don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just give it a go and see how you go. And then before you know it, it's this whole new lifestyle. You've really changed everything about yourself, but it kind of was easy. Like at the beginning, I didn't put too much pressure on myself, and I went to training when I could, but I probably skipped a few more at the beginning because of this, that, and the other. But as I've gone on, I barely miss training sessions unless, it's a critical thing, and I'm making this way more of a priority for myself. So although it seems like it's really difficult at the beginning and everything's going to change at once, it's not like that. It was really gradual. Ellie's really supportive. She's never said to me, don't eat something or don't do something. She just puts little questions in my head, like maybe why did you do that, or what were you feeling to do that, or how about next time try this and then see how you feel. So it's just been really supportive, and it's really great to have someone who's there and got your back, and you feel like you can really just tell them how you're feeling, and they support you and everything. So I'd say just go for it. You've got nothing to lose.
Yeah, awesome. Well done, Moira. I'm really proud of you and really excited to see your further improvements in the next few months as well. So well done.
Thanks.